You should really watch where you're going, dear. There you go. Back on your feet. Here, come with me. You should get off of your feet for a while. I know a place where we can both rest and relax for a while. Yeah, it's a cafe over here. Oof. Your ankle looks like it's sprained. Shh. Don't worry, I've got you. We're almost there. Ah, very well done. Just rest here for a while, my dear. Your ankle pains you, doesn't it? Why don't I give you a painkiller? It would help ease up on the pain. Maybe later? Okay. It does look like it hurts a lot, so please don't forget my offer. Who am I? Just a traveler, simple as that. I'm passing through the city to a forest beyond. Alright, you can't see it. Yeah, it is quite a distance away, isn't it? And that's why I had planned to rest here at this cafe as well. And then I saw you stumble, and I thought that I would help you get off your feet for a while. Oh, right. My name. Of course you meant that. I am Aliana. May I have your name? Ah, lovely. As befitting a queen. So, where were you off to in such a hurry that you disregard your safety in this manner? Oh, you had a job interview? Oh dear, At that time, too? I'm so sorry, but I'm afraid that time has long since passed. Look at that clock yonder. See the time? What was it you said your job interview was supposed to be at again? At noon? It is now 45 minutes past the hour. Deepest apologies for your delay and the missing of that meeting. I know what it's like to miss meetings. It's never fun nor pretty. Oh? It was but 20 minutes before the hour last you checked. Perhaps it was. But then again, time has a funny habit of slipping away from us. Each second before the last just slipping between our fingers like sand. If you could visualize how much time that was slipping away before you, would you fight ever more to hold on to it? I know that I would. Perhaps. I certainly know of what I would fight for even more fiercely than that. What is it that I fight for? That's a bit of a secret. If we continue talking for a while, perhaps then I will be comfortable in divulging what it is I guard so jealously. Oh, my eyes? Yeah, they are a rather interesting color, aren't they? A shimmering purple that shifts to black and red and back again. Very unusual for my eyes, aren't they? I was born with a rare medical condition that causes the shifting pigments. My eyes shift to absorb different levels of light, which causes my vision to distort at times. Sometimes my vision is normal, like now. At other times I see things that you could describe as trees made of golden and green light, willows with hair-like branches swaying in invisible breezes, alien oceans that shift with an invisible tide and carry no water but the very energy of the universe itself. Was that a bit hyperbolic? Poetic? Perhaps. I find that I operate quite alright given the circumstances. I can still see things alright. I found out that if I concentrate a little, I can see things somewhat normally. I'm not that special, but I thank you for the compliment. You think I'm beautiful? Wow. No, you exaggerate. I'm not that beautiful, especially not when compared to someone as beautiful as you are, my dear lady. No, I'm being serious. You are beautiful, radiant, and extremely bright, like a golden flame that would burst me into flames by touching me. But rather than that, it is a warm flame, like standing out in the sunlight after spending years in a cave. Sorry about that. I can get more than a little enthusiastic. I spent a lot of time alone because of that. Oh, except for my friends, but, well, I'll introduce you to them later, if you want to meet them. Ooh, my dear, that looks painful indeed. See, It's turning red and purple and it's swelling a little. I'm sorry, my dear. I know that it hurts. I think it's high time that you've had that painkiller. Here you go. Drink this? Thank you very much, my dear. Was it delicious? Oh, it was? You're very welcome. What was it? It was nectar. Something that I've been taking to drinking when I discovered it. It's supposed to be good for you. Supposed to heal you up and fill you with energy. Where did I get it? I'll have to show you the place. It's quite beautiful. And thankfully, you should be able to see it clearly. Oh, I'll tell you what I mean by that in a minute. Say, how about I tell you a story to get your mind off the pain while your ankle heals? I promise to try not to make it too boring for you. Oh, thank you so very much. So, there's this land called Arbor, called that for its wonderful trees, clear and fresh rivers. Every plant there was edible, every animal and insect friendly and helpful, capable of communing with those that live in the ether. Humans, often called humes, elves and fairies, all lived together. It became neutral haven for those who sought shelter and safety, as well as community. Arbor was once ruled by a queen, literally the kindest and most beautiful maiden that you'd ever seen. Not that I'm saying you're not that beautiful, heaven forfend. You're more beautiful than that. Anyway, she was the one who decreed that Arbor was a neutral haven for all, and that it would remain that way for as long as the rules of hospitality were kept. That means no murder, no theft, no one left to starve out in the cold. She, the queen, ruled peacefully for millennia, and then one day, she fell deathly ill. Illness had never been seen in anyone in the court of Arbor, let alone the very queen, so they set about to find the cause of her illness. Lo and behold, they discovered that it was a hume, one that felt snubbed by the queen for refusing to allow them special treatment, and out of spite, filled her cup with poison every night for a few weeks by that point. The poison was slow-acting, and by the time she felt sick, it was too late to save her. On her deathbed, she spoke her final words to those present, the court, and a few commoners. She said, "On this day I leave you, my dearest, my citizens, and for the next 1,000 years, there will be no queen, no lord nor lady to claim Arbor rightfully. And on the eve of my passing, after 1,000 years, I shall return to claim my throne again. My memory will be long since gone, and mortal perhaps I will be, but it shall be unmistakable. I charge thee to find her, and to make again the queen and country of Arbor whole." And then she died. The once peaceful land of Arbor broke into pieces, each warring with the other for control of the others, like a shattered pendant tarnishing other pieces in order to return it to the whole it once was. It was incredibly foolish. Some say that the war has been happening ever since, the rest of the hume world unaware of the passage of time or the changing of seasons. Things became colder, yet colder all the same. Most of the citizens forgot the purpose that she, the queen, had given them. The royal charge. The prophecy. It's quite sad, really. I don't know if they would ever return to how things were before the queen died. However, I think that it's nice that there are still a few families here and there that held to the queen's charge. We've been searching for a long, long time. Oh yes, we. Me and my family are one of the few that still search for Arbor's lost queen. Even though we're human, we still hold allegiance to Arbor. You don't believe me? I can see it on your face. That's quite alright, my dear. Few people on Earth even know of Arbor's existence, let alone of the legends, the prophecies. But that's alright. You don't really need to know of its existence for it to be real. And I can show it to you. As a matter of fact, it's actually what I was planning to do. Shame that you hurt your ankle in this manner. But then, your life has been altogether harsher, hasn't it? You've been born into a cold, cruel world. One with winds that pierce your clothes and chill you to the bone. You've had to work hard, cold jobs that don't give you fair pay. You've suffered like the most of us. Hey, hey. Don't fiddle so with your ears. Yes, I know that they itch, but the most that you'll do is hurt yourself. As your handmaiden, I must insist that you desist. Yes, my queen. Your handmaiden. Why, yes, I called you my queen. More than 1,000 years ago, my family began to grow to stand vigil over arbor and earth, and we kept track of the days and of the nights. We kept count, though it's not a perfect count. There have been a few years unaccounted for. Those must have been the years that you were born and raised. We all memorized the story and the prophecy, especially the prophecy. And I must say, my queen, you are radiant indeed. Nonsense. You are lovely. Shh. Don't worry. Hey. Keep your eyes on mine. There you go. Thank you, my dear. Yes, my dear, your ears are pointed now. They always were, you just never were able to see nor feel it until now. The world is melting. No. Well, maybe it is from your perspective. Earlier, I said that I could see things that weren't there. Green and golden trees. You can see them now too, don't you? That's because you can finally see the ether. And now, I'll take your hand in mine, and together we will step through. That's much better. It feels good to be home. Your ankle is healed. How fortuitous. We will have a while to walk yet before we reach the palace, but I'm sure that the walk will be quite pleasant for the two of us. You want to explore your new home. Well, your old home that you feel is new. I completely understand. But I'm afraid that I have to follow you. Hello. Oh, please be careful, Your Majesty. Even though this is your realm, yours by birthright, it can still hurt you until you can properly control it and your power. Here, please take my hand. Oh? You wish to get up by yourself? As you wish, my dear. Well, it seems that you have a little self-discovery to do. Well, yes, your clothes are different. A radiant gown of gossamer silks, golden embroidery, green and white cloth. And upon your head, woven from branches of gold, silver, and elm, is the crown of arbor. It was not upon your head until you were fully in your realm. The crown chooses which head to place itself on. It is the will of your realm itself, and it is manifest by your will as well. Even if you were to take it off, destroy it, atomize it if you so choose, if you wanted it, needed it, then upon your head it would appear, just as the legends described. Sorry, I was in awe of your radiance again. What was it that you asked me? Oh, an order. Take you back? Oh no, no, Your Majesty. I am afraid that I cannot do that. I was charged to bring you back to your realm. I would be doing you and Arbor a disservice of the highest order, nay, treason of the highest order. I should lose my head for taking you away from your realm again. And so, I have to take you to the palace. Your palace. I'm afraid that I cannot take you back, the least of which not yet. No, Your Majesty. You may be my queen, and believe me, I would be honored to follow your every command, once we're in the palace. But until then, I have your safety to consider. Arbor might bend to your every whim, but her people will need some convincing. They could attempt to hurt you. So, I'm afraid that until we're at the palace, I must insist that you come with me. Your protesting is useless, Your Highness. Oh, Please don't be so upset. After your coronation, you'll have the power not only of the realm at your fingertips, but also several servants prepared to reteach you the magic skills that you used millennia ago. It might take a few decades for you to do that at least, but I will be right by your side all the way as your royal handmaiden. I'm quite versed in some enchantments and spells myself, so don't hesitate to ask me for help with your studies. Are you still trying to run? My dear, it is useless. You have yet to behave like a proper ruler, and you more act like a child. Please come with me willingly, or I will have to do something incredibly drastic, but necessary. I could bind you with harsh rope and drag you back with me. I could bind you with magic, and have you walk back with me like a puppet on a string. I would rather do neither to my queen, so please, calm yourself. Oh dear, your majesty, you have fallen. I'm afraid that I cannot stop calling you that. Only you, your consort, and your closest friends can refer to you as anything but your majesty, your grace, etc. Please, your highness, please, stop. The more that you flail about, the more you could hurt yourself. It would tear me apart to treat you harshly, but believe me when I say that I will in order to ensure your safety. Please stop fighting me, your majesty. I'm sorry that I can't take you back to that cold wasteland called Earth. Arbor needs her queen, and you need Arbor. Brilliant as you are, as beautiful as you are, without the life of Arbor surrounding you, you would have faded and died as a regular hume, like I will. I'm sorry. That must have sounded so selfish, but you don't understand. When you died the first time, our land was shattered so badly. Friend turned on friend, family turned on family, brother killed sister. It's not just my family that was searching. So many others have been nearly driven mad by the need for you and your light, your guiding force. I know that you have not known any of this. You thought you were just a normal Hume girl, born to Hume parents in a world ruled by Humes. Someone who would have lived and died without knowing that she was destined to rule an entire realm behind the ether. So close to her, and yet so far away. If I can convince you to come along with me, back to the palace, then I can begin teaching you magic. I can teach you how to cross the ether between worlds. Then you can come and go between Arbor and Earth as much as you wish. Does that sound good? Please, if you'll take your hand in mine. Thank you, dear lady. Up you get. Come along now. I am sorry to have frightened you as I did. I hope deeply that this won't color your view of the rest of the country. The rest of your country. The coronation is merely a formality. The crown having appeared on your head is proof enough of your divine right to rule. Still, the coronation is a ceremony that will invite all the shards of your kingdom to finally merge together as one. It will be a celebration of your return, and there will be drinking and festivities for a whole week. After it is all done, then the real work begins. Oh, not that you'll be doing any of the heavy lifting yourself. Until you know exactly what to do, we'll have the court sorted out. This will leave a lot of time for your magical studies, and it will allow you a lot of time to learn about Arbor's political systems over the course of the last 1,000 years. It'll be abbreviations of what has transpired. There'll be time to learn the specifics later. And there's the palace. It's entwined in dead vines, the entrance long since sealed. It's still a while until we reach the main doors. What do you think of it? Oh yes, it is quite large. It's the most extravagant building in all the realms. What do you think of its spires? The towers are said to have a view of the entire realm. You'll be able to see the stars from the comfort and safety of a palace run by servants. The queen was said to be able to see the future from the stars. It was a technique that was beyond anyone's ability to understand save her. perhaps when you learn enough and live long enough, you too will regain that ability. Well, the main doors of the palace. I'm, not actually sure how you're supposed to open them. It wouldn't hurt to simply knock, would it, Your Majesty? Or put your palm on it too. That too. Huh. You look quite serene. Well, I suppose you could just knock or something. Couldn't hurt. Oh, wow. You really are the Queen of Arbor. I mean, I held no doubts, obviously, but your power really is unmistakable. The doors opened from merely your touch. Well then, Your Majesty, please permit me to lead you inside. Oh, and there it is, Your Highness, the Throne of Arbor. A great wooden throne with green finery. Since we've been walking for so long, why don't you take a seat? Of course, it is, after all, your throne. I spent my whole life waiting for this moment. I never expected to be the one to find you. That I am here to witness the Queen sitting upon the throne after 1,000 years of her absence, I am honored. You are yet surprised. Of course I am kneeling before you. I am but your handmaiden after all. Welcome home, Your Majesty.